The opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views of the ownership, management, or staff of Sunrise Broadcasting and its sponsors.
It's Let's Talk Hudson Valley, where every Sunday morning right here on Fox Oldies, we put the spotlight on our local community and the people that make our Hudson Valley special. Let's Talk Hudson Valley is your show, and it's all about what matters to you. Our local economy, community affairs, local business, education, healthcare, and everything in between. If your company, group, or organization would like to be a guest on an upcoming program, email bobd@foxradio.net. Now, let's talk Hudson Valley with your host, Bob DeFelice, on Fox Oldies.
Fox Oldies 1220, Fox Oldies 98.9. Bob DeFelice, of course, along with my two guests today, Chris Basso. He is CEO and brewmaster with the Newburgh Brewing Company, along with Paul Halayko, and he is COO. And a great team from two different worlds.
Oh, absolutely.
in many ways, two different worlds coming together to create a brand new business in Newburgh, and a fun business at that. You brew beer, and these are craft beers. It's not your standard run-of-the-mill brew a million bottles of. These are craft beers.
Right.
You know, a lot of them could be one batch, and so that'll mean for our system, 35 kegs, and that'll be it.
And that's it.
And it may never come back. So
okay. It depends, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you write down your recipes?
Oh, absolutely.
You know them all.
You don't want to guess and then not be able to repeat your successes,
Right. What was that?
Exactly.
Got to keep trying. So Newburgh Brewing Company, you mentioned that you're going to be opening soon. The building, you've got an older building, so you've got some refurb work going on now. How's that going? How's that coming along?
I think it's been going really well.
Okay.
I think in a lot of ways we don't want to change the building too much.
It's a beautiful old building.
Beautiful old building. We love it the way it is, really.
Where is it again? What's the address?
88 South Colton Street, directly behind Washington's headquarters.
So it's right there in that great neighborhood.
There, yeah. I mean, and we'll talk about that in a second, but the restaurant side of the business, or our indoor beer hall, which will be on the 4th floor, has beautiful views on one side of the Hudson River and then beautiful views on the other side of Washington's headquarters.
Nice. And let's talk now about the inside. It's a brick building.
Yep.
You've got some old did you find any interesting old relics in there?
There are some old things around. There's some ancient elevator machinery that has to be 100+ years old.
Absolutely.
Just the floors themselves are, old maple hardwood floors that, they don't make them that way anymore. Yeah. An interesting fact about that being we had to take some of the floor up. We're removing a lot of the second floor to make room for the height of the brewing vessels. And we've been fabricating our tap handles out of the old floorboards.
Oh, cool.
So
truly handmade.
Trying to repurpose them, and they're beautiful old wood, and, we're using them as our tap handles.
Oh, that's great. Yep. That's great. It's going to look beautiful. Do you have a sense of when you'll open to the public? Maybe later this month or next month?
I think, we're hoping to be, our brewing equipment will be coming any day now. It's being manufactured up in Canada, so it's going to be coming down any day. And we hope to be brewing by the end of January. So,
nice.
We should hopefully, knock on wood, have the product out to the surrounding bars and restaurants sometime in February. Yeah. And then the other side of the business, the restaurant side, or as we call it, the tasting room, or maybe indoor beer hall, whatever you want to call it, because it is 6,000 square feet. It's a huge, beautiful space.
Yeah.
That will probably follow sometime end of March.
Okay. So you have a restaurant.
Yep.
What's the concept behind the restaurant? Just regular food, or
I also went to culinary school as well.
Oh, okay.
So I have it's sort of my I see it as my way of getting my culinary energies out.
Excellent.
We'll be open Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As far as the food goes, I want to use a lot of local. We're blessed to be in the Hudson Valley with all the great farms and things we can source, right in our own backyard. So want to use as much of that as possible and just keep it real simple. But whatever I do, I want it to be high quality. Maybe we'll have, I'm hoping to make like a sausage every week, and we'll have a great burger and maybe some homemade pretzels and things like that. But nothing fancy, but very high quality and well done. And you can have a beer and relax and have a little bite to eat and enjoy the views or just other beer lovers.
Right. You express.
Yeah, it sounds like a great place just to chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get to express yourself creatively in the kitchen. I'm a CPA. I express myself creatively on QuickBooks. So a mean journal entry.
Play with the numbers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I think Paul.
There is such a thing as creative accounting.
Paul's going to realize he's going to learn a lot real fast when I need a hand for a lot of things. So he's going to get to.
What do you mean saute?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. We don't use that in accounting. Pluses and minuses. That's what we have.
Exactly.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, it's Let's Talk Hudson Valley. Today we are talking about a brand new business. It's a brand new year. Bob DeFelice along with me today. CEO Brewmaster Christopher Basso, and also our COO in the building, Paul Halayko. And they've just opened Newburgh Brewing Company. Brewed with heart, that's your slogan. It's interesting. I'm looking at your logo, and you've got a great website. Mm-hmm. You'll notice the logo, and I saw it. It's shaped like a heart. Let's talk about that. What's with the heart?
Yeah, I think when we knew we were definitely going to be in Newburgh, we love the fact that Newburgh has a lot of rich history.
It does.
And a lot of that is centered around, the Revolutionary War and some of the early days of America. And pay homage to that without being sort of, a guy with a musket, sort of like,
Sam Adams already done that.
Yeah, the market on that's a little taken.
It's cornered.
I actually went with a couple of friends to Washington's headquarters, which is a great place to spend a day, go and, hang
that's
out.
A cool place.
Take a tour. And so that's what we did. And I remember going as a young kid, but we went, recently. And one of the parts of the tour, they bring you to George Washington's office and they show you where they pull out this little cloth patch, and it's shaped like a heart, and it's got a little laurel on it, and it says merit. It's purplish hue. And they start describing it. It was originally called the Badge of Military Merit, and it was the first military award for enlisted soldiers in the newly formed Continental Army. And it was given to 3 guys that had these incredible above and beyond sort of deeds for the country during the war, and they all had to come to Newburgh to receive them, and they were sewn by Martha. And
that's cool in and of itself.
Yeah,
right there.
Exactly.
Martha sewed it,
and it was so it sort of ended up. It's the precursor to the modern day Purple Heart. It sort of disappeared after the Revolutionary War, and it didn't reappear until was it after World War I?
I thought it was maybe World War I as the
Visit
modern
the
day
people
Purple
at the headquarters
Heart.
or the National
Purple Heart Hall of Honor,
which is in New Windsor.
Yeah,
and they'll know for sure.
Oh yeah. No, but that's exactly it. So that is where the inspiration came from, and then. There's certainly an aspect of our business that we want to be philanthropic, and with that in mind, because of what our logo is and what we're paying homage to, we want to have a certain edge to the company where when we are giving charitably, or maybe part of our focus is going to be on those charities that support wounded veterans. So the Wounded Warrior Fund or the Achilles Freedom Team, which is an organization I'm involved with anyway. So it's a nice marriage, and if we as a business get to help them, whether maybe it's not even a monetary donation, but if we're supplying beer for their events for free, I mean, that's great that we can help them out that way.
Yeah, I think that's a one way a lot of craft breweries help is, you donate beer to events, and it helps them make money by having that at their event, for free. So, and it works great for us. Then people are drinking our beer, and it's great partnerships that we want to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great way to connect with community.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now, if someone wanted to find out more about you, let's give out the contact info again.
Sure. I think if you want to find out more, the best way is to email info@newburghbrewing.com. Both Chris and I check that mailbox very regularly, and we'll get back to you with any questions or comments you might have.
info@newburghbrewing.com.
You got it.
And your website is?
newburghbrewing.com, and you can follow us on Facebook. Just search for Newburgh Brewing Company.
Excellent. What we're talking beer, and at the beginning of the show, Chris, you kind of outlined some of the four of the beers that you plan to brew. Where do you plan to distribute these? Would we be able to walk into a tavern or walk into a distributor, and is that the vision? Do you also plan to?
We should be. Our salesman Charlie has been very busy around the Hudson Valley, especially
knocking on doors.
Right, shout out to Charlie.
Shout out to Charlie. We'll be in most bars, or a lot of bars and restaurants in the Hudson Valley, and then we'll also be down in the boroughs.
Cool.
I think maybe we'll be more in the real craft beer focused places down in the city.
Yeah, and there's plenty of those places.
And Long Island,
absolutely.
But we want to do well in our own backyard, right at home in the Hudson Valley. So,
in your opinion, what makes your beer different?
I really think that sessionable quality is different than what you see a lot in the craft beer market right now. I think for a lot of years the higher alcohol was something that differentiated craft beer from the mass beer, mass market beer, and that was maybe a draw to pull people from the mass market beer. I think nowadays most people know what craft beer is. They've heard of microbreweries. It's not this foreign thing that it once was. And you'd hope, or I hope at least personally, that people are drinking craft beer because they want it to taste good, not because they just want to get drunk.
Right.
There's cheaper ways to get drunk than craft beer. So
they're drinking for the taste.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So there's no reason a 4% beer can't be delicious as much as alcohol has no bearing on the flavor.
Right. So. And I think that's exactly right. I think that's the overall education of the consumer, specifically the craft beer drinker, and they are at a point now where they appreciate craft beer and they want craft beer, but maybe that next level of education is the fact that it doesn't have to be extremely high in alcohol content, because there might be a perception by some that high in alcohol means it's harder to make or it tastes better or anything like that, but that's not really the case.
That's not the case. Plus, you can enjoy it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You can have more than one.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly, and still be responsible and safe, and
Yeah. Well, I just wish you guys the best. I think this is great for the city. I want to, just personally say congratulations, and I wish you the best. I think you're going to do well.
Thank you very much.
So much. We're so happy to be in Newburgh, and we're looking forward to this new year.
Yeah.
Cool. And thank you for having us on the show. This is great. Great.
Absolutely.
Our very first radio interview.
See, your first one since Boston University.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. That's right. And since my days hosting a talk show freshman year of college.
your hosting show.
Yeah, my hosting days. Yeah.
That's cool. Well, we look forward to your grand opening. We'll come down and we'll check it out together with you. We wish you all the best. Chris Basso, CEO, Brewmaster, and Paul Halayko, COO. With Newburgh Brewing Company, brewed with heart. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Happy New Year.
This has been Let's Talk Hudson Valley, where every Sunday morning on Fox Oldies, we put the spotlight on our local community and the people that make our Hudson Valley special. Let's Talk Hudson Valley is your show, and it's all about what matters to you. Our local economy, community affairs, local business, education, healthcare, and everything in between. If your company, group, or organization would like to be a guest on an upcoming program, email bobd@foxradio.net. Tune in again next week at this same time for Let's Talk Hudson Valley on Fox Oldies.